not Stephen A. threatening us.
Well,
we had him on the show talking about this very issue around this time, actually, probably a year ago. So this has been floating around for a while.
But can't you make a little bit of an analogy of that's what happened with Trump?
Yeah.
In other words, he was like, look, Jeb Bush, what are we going to go? Bush, Clinton, like,
Right.
you know, and I don't see anyone else out there who's so great, so I'm going to go in there and he won. Now, I don't know if Stephen Smith is going to win for the presidency.
These hurt people. Who was calling Stephen A. Smith?
Well, he said he would take it. If
somebody did call,
if they need him, he'd be like, I'm more than willing. This Stephen A., if you're watching, classic you. He's a wonderful human. He's going to do it for America.
I'll tell you,
I believe he would be great. I'm not even being funny. I believe that he would be great. I need someone to match the bombacity, the outrage, the performance of what we have going on right now. Stephen A. could do that.
I disagree with that. I do think that someone needs to come in. The Democratic Party is now all about anti-Trump, and that's not going to work. When you think of Bill Clinton, you think of home ownership. You think of Obama, you think of health care. You think of Trump, you think of immigration. We need somebody to step up and have an issue-spotting agenda where they can say, here's how I'm going to directly help America.
And you think he has
I don't think Stephen Smith can do it. But clearly somebody has to step up.
If Democrats drafted a Stephen A., a personality, as somebody who has sort of pop culture resonance, would that concern you as a Republican?
Yeah, I want to say to Stephen A., stay where you are, because as a Republican, I want the Democrats to keep doing what they're doing. Because
you think he'd be good.
Yes, I don't want to. Yes, I would say stay where you are. Because I think that.
I don't actually think that the person who is the president has to be a career politician.
I agree.
I think they should have some strong understanding of the government, because if you don't, then you get a Doge. But for a long time, people were trying. She was the former first lady, but she wasn't a
They wanted
Michelle
Obama.
Sure. They wanted Oprah. They talked about The Rock.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to serve your country in any way, shape, or form, in government or running for public office. I just think whoever it is has to have the qualifications to be able to understand how bills are made.
Wait a second. Hold on. I don't know if that's true, Ashley.
Yeah,
I just don't think that's true.
That's what I want.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessary.
That we've proven, look, a lot of times at this table, the answer to the question of why is Donald Trump doing X, Y, and Z is, I don't think he knows how this works. So I don't know that knowing how it works is a prerequisite for.
I think Stephen A. would be great. That's all you have to do. That's the point. He can deliver a really good message. He is very effective. He is the kind of person that you listen to him, whether you agree or disagree, you're paying attention. He controls the room. And I'm not saying it's all about showmanship, and I'm not saying he should be president. But what I'm saying is, it's not crazy. Look where we are right now.
But it is a little bit about showmanship. Let's play SOT 2, because this is what Stephen A. had to say about this.
Get Trump-like. What I mean by that, Tom, is be your real, true, authentic self. For better or worse, can you genuinely tell me, as a person who covers this stuff for a living, that Trump surprises you? What? No. Think about how he acts. Think about the things that he says. And then he goes and he tries to do it. For better or worse, he's letting you know, I don't care.
Speaking truth.
And then he shows up at the Super Bowl. He shows up at a NASCAR game.
Yeah, he does whatever he wants.
He is putting himself. We were actually just talking about this in the last segment. He inserts himself into the culture. You cannot ignore him.
Yeah, you may disagree here. He's authentic. And that's what Donald Trump, that's what people like about him, is that he is authentic.
Right, but he's an anomaly, because I'm a criminal defense attorney. He has been so good to criminal defendants with the First Step Act and helping people get out of jail, people who were sentenced under the draconian crack laws, who got 10, 20 years for 2 or 3 vials of crack. He's the guy who turned that around. Today he does IVF. He's the president who's making it easier for women who are struggling to get pregnant to get the funding to pay for it.
Well, okay, I just want to say about the IVF executive order. It says he's directed his government to study the issue. So we will see what comes out of that. But to your point, the laws of political gravity don't apply to Trump in the same way. He did the First Step Act, got pilloried by conservatives. And
I just think
they reelected
to the
him.
original question, I think Stephen A. would not be a ridiculous candidate. I think he's sitting there and talking about it and thinking about it. And I know that sounds crazy for a lot of people.
But I think there's someone else that we
There
can
is
find
someone
that
else.
has-
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I'm going George Clooney.
Listen, I am
I'm
not,
going George Clooney.
No, but I'm
George
like, look what
Clooney.
we have now. Is it too far off?
No.
Could he be Trump-like?
That's what I'm saying.
Could he talk like Trump? You just said you would be afraid if Stephen A. was actually the front man for the Democratic Party because it would worry you.
Well, I'm
correct?
saying I want the Democrats to keep doing what they're doing right now.
You don't need a Stephen A. So
Everything's
he's saying
going
don't
very
put
well for
Stephen A.
Republicans.
So
I'm okay.
Our friend Stephen A. is welcome to join us and finish off this conversation, everyone.